It's official. Saul Canelo Alvarez will be back and fighting on September the 14th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. His opponent is going to be Edgar Berlanga, the Puerto Rican slugger, and it's going to take place on Mexican Independence Day weekend, which is often the date that Canelo prefers to fight on. This is going to be a significant matchup because Mexico versus Puerto Rico has seen many fierce rivalries fought down the years and often produces barnstormers of a fight, and we can expect a good one this time round with most likely a knockout for a finish. However, there are people criticizing Berlanga as a choice of opponent. Berlanga hasn't really got notable wins over top-tier opposition. And Berlanga, although promoted well by Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing, his recent signing, he has actually been quite fortunate to be selected as Canelo's opponent. Somebody who could feel very disappointed by this could be David Benavidez, who was really hoping to get the date with Canelo, and he looks set to miss out once again. After Canelo Alvarez announced his fight with Edgar Berlanga, David Benavidez immediately made the decision to relinquish his 168-pound super middleweight title. He informed the WBC of his decision, and Maurizio Sulaiman has confirmed this in a tweet, as you can see on screen. David is going to be holding on to his mandatory position at 175 pounds. He's currently the interim holder of the WBC title, which makes him the mandatory for the winner of the October the 12th fight between Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol. He's hoping that one of those two are going to be brave enough to face him, as fans have been very critical of Canelo's decision to avoid facing Benavidez so far. Many people consider him to be more than worthy of a Canelo fight and a big payday, and certainly more worthy than Edgar Berlanga. However, Benavidez has made the decision to move up, and all credit to him. He's going after the bigger boys, and he's going to be getting a monster fight, most likely in Saudi Arabia at some point next year, where he'll be taking on the winner of the undisputed light heavyweight title fight between Beterbiev and Bivol, and that is going to be a mouth-watering clash when it happens. Jake Paul could be set to fight for the WBA world title. Yes, I can't believe I'm saying that. No, actually, I can believe I'm saying it. Boxing, as much as I love it, is a very much money-oriented sport at times, and we know the sanctioning fees attached to a Jake Paul title fight would be enormous. As much as I don't like the guy, you cannot deny the fact that he's a draw and a financial powerhouse in the sport of boxing. He's apparently going to be sanctioned by the WBA president, Gilberto Mendoza, if he petitions for a fight against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. The WBA has often been kind to Chavez in the past, despite the fact that he's also lost 6 fights. He's lost recently to former UFC fighter Anderson Silva, and he barely scraped by in his last fight just this past weekend, which happened to take place on the Jake Paul undercard. And that was also against former UFC fighter Uriah Hall. Now, it's significant because when you place a fighter on your undercard and you're a draw, somebody like Jake Paul, there is often a trajectory to match them up with you in the future. You're raising their profile in order to then put you in with them later on. And Jake Paul's audience, the Disney crew, will then have seen Chavez Jr. box before. So it gives the fight a little bit more authenticity. So I can absolutely believe that this may happen. Despite the fact that Jake is rumored to be facing Mike Tyson later on this year, if Tyson was to pull out again through injury, I mean, the guy is 58 years old, so it's highly probable, then it seems that Jake might be set to announce to the world that he could become a WBA cruiserweight champion after all, despite the fact that many boxing fans will absolutely know that that is not a real world title. And let the debate begin. This is what Jake Paul does. He gets people angry and he gets people talking. That's one thing he can do very, very well. Thanks very much for sticking with us to the end of this video. We really do appreciate it. We are a new channel. We'll make mistakes. We'll get things wrong, but we are passionate about boxing. We'll evolve and we'll get better over time. And if you want to subscribe, I can guarantee you some entertaining content in the future. We really appreciate it. Hit the like button as well if you could, and I'll see you in the next one.